Hi everyone, welcome to Behind the Beauty. I'm your host Yvonne Smith from JNissihair, and we will be having an exciting guest on our series tonight. So this is the very first of our series of Behind the Beauty, and we'll be having some entrepreneurs coming along. But while I'm waiting just to add her, just listen to this music. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Yvonne.
How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm highly blessed and flavored. I'm really happy to see you today. We've been having such fantastic chats over the last couple of weeks,
Yes.
and just talking about everything business, entrepreneurship, being a woman, making things happen.
Yes.
So let me just turn this music down. I want to turn it right away off. I thought I did. Just give me 2 seconds.
That's okay. I'll just say hi to everybody.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm hoping it's all turned off now and nobody else can hear the music in the background. But hi once again. Welcome, Sam Scott. So who is this beautiful lady that I have interviewing tonight? Sam, tell me a little bit about you. Fantastic lady, entrepreneur, creative mind,
Yes.
mum. What more?
Everything. And still
Everything.
more. And still
All
more.
right.
We're still
more.
growing, still learning.
Yes.
Yes, well, I think I was very shy for a little while. I like just getting on with it. I'm all about ideas, and then how can we develop that idea?
Yes.
So I've done many different things. Started off in fashion, had a brand, did wholesale, traveled all over with that. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity. Ended up in Brighton. So I've had retail shops for a while. And luckily, I found myself transitioning into the digital space, as I find that super interesting. Sorry.
That's all right. No worries. No worries. So Sam, let's take you right back down memory lane. Let's listen to Sam as a little girl, so probably 11 years old. What sort of really drove you to say, I want to be my own, have my own business? What was it?
I think probably one of the first memories I remember, going back a few years, I remember my mom had me when she was quite young. She wasn't able to finish her education. So she was a great mom. She did everything she was supposed to do, with just obviously time and money constraints. She had to work. So I remember her studying as I was kind of going to school. And I didn't fully understand that what a degree was or what GCSEs or any of those things were. I just knew she was studying because she wanted to get a career. So I remember when she was getting ready for her exams, and I remember being asked, oh, Samantha, when you're older, what do you want to be? And I remember thinking, oh, well, I'm going to get loads of degrees. So like one day I'm going to be a teacher, the next day I'm going to be a doctor, and the next day I'm going to be something else. And it was actually an older aunt asked me, they like sitting down and they were laughing. They thought it was really funny. But I I think I've always had the idea that I'm not just going to be one thing. And I kind of struggled with that for a while. I think feeling like I just have to embrace one thing and stay in one thing. But thanks to the internet and so many other changes around us now, especially over the past 10 years, anybody can do anything. You know, like
most
if you enjoy
definitely
it, if you want to put in the work, there's resources out there. So so I think from the beginning I kind of knew. I was very creative. I liked making things. So from the beginning I knew I kind of wanted to do a few different things. Yeah.
Excellent. Do you think when we're at school, do they actually prepare us for the world of business? So what was your experience about that?
At school, I was very much the sports person, and much to my mum's distaste. My mum was very traditional West Indian mom, like, no.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Sports. You remember in like the 80s and 90s, that was a big thing, like
have to have a career.
Children were pushed towards the football, the netball, the running, and nobody really bothered with you about the other things. So my mum was very like, no. And I think because she went into the education system a bit older, she was very adamant, like, no, that's not what you're going to do.
Definitely.
So she wasn't very supportive with that. But then in terms of my creativity, she kind of let me do what I wanted to do. But I found the teachers, they were struggling. You know what I mean? It was like underfunded, not enough resources. I had a few teachers who kind of took me to the side and said, oh, yeah, if you want to do something a bit different, you can do that. But it's very much like I think they farm you out to be an employee.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
Like
they don't train you for
they don't really train you.
Business.
Yes. I think especially, I mean, I have like a bee in my body about maths, for example.
Yes.
I was really bad at maths. I never had any, like, I was always fearful. I wouldn't say I was like very good at maths at all. But until I had my business and I started to learn, this is what I need. You know, like, you need to know the percentages.
Definitely,
you need to know the discount. You need to know how much tax you're paying. You need to know, you know what I mean? Like, it's actually got a commercial feel to it. So that's what
they don't prepare you for anything like that. They prepare you to pass an exam.
Yes. If you don't want to be an architect or a doctor, a lot of the things you don't need. You know, like day-to-day life, you need to know how to budget. That's just a standard of life. So, I mean, a lot, to be fair, I mean, my school, I did okay at school. But I think, to be fair, you have to do your own stuff.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I meet people all the time who haven't been to school. They didn't even finish school. They just dropped out. You know what I mean? And it's like, they know what they're doing. They're making money. They're enjoying themselves. You know what I mean? They've got a nice lifestyle. So I think at the end of the day, it depends what you want to do, how you want to do it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? There's a lot.
There's lots of different pathways, isn't there?
School's difficult.
But I do feel, looking at what's happening today, we have to prepare our young person to actually make their own way in life. You can't just teach them to, I mean, I've been a teacher for 30 years plus, and basically we teach them to be employable. We never teach them to actually, you can actually run your own business, give them the skills, give them the tools to be able to get up and say, okay, I have £100. How am I going to turn that £100 into 200, 300, 400, 500? How am I going to invest and make a profit? So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. But one question, when we was talking the other day, we had something in common, didn't we? We found out that we both came from Birmingham. Fabulous. Yes, all the Birmingham people out there. Hi.
We love everybody else too, though. I don't want to get cost by my London people.
No.
Everybody.
But we just had something in common, and we didn't actually live too far from each other, which was absolutely lovely. It was lovely to just hear that. But you know, just a real, probably a real killer question for you. Who, there may have been many, was your dream killer, or who was your dream fulfiller? So which people actually wanted to kill your dream, and which people actually sort of poured into you and helped you to fulfill that?
Okay, so first one, my dream killer.
Mm-hmm.
My first, how I got where I am now to Brighton geographically. Mm-hmm. So I knew somebody who worked in display at Oxford Circus in Topshop in London.
Yeah.
So I was finishing college and I knew her, and I went to see her in London. She was like, "Oh, why don't you come work for me?" I was like, "Oh, okay." She goes, "Well, you have to pass an interview with my manager, but she'll love you. Come do this for a year. It's creative. You can get to move to London and it'll be all exciting and everything." So my manager was very kind of, do you remember like Absolutely Fabulous?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she was very like fashion darling.
Yeah.
Like she had a cigarette holder, and she used to smoke silk cut and drink, drink like 10 espressos every day. So when I had my interview with her, I had it with the rest of the team as well. So I was like nervous, and they were all like fashion, like model wannabes working in display. So I remember going for my interview and explaining, and I had a portfolio because I used to do fashion designs and everything.
Fabulous.
So everything went really well for the interview. And she was like, "Okay, Samantha, yes, I'd like to offer you the job. However, that accent has to go."
What? No.
I know, so I was like, okay. So I didn't say anything else. But at every opportunity, she was trying to get me to have elocution lessons.
What?
At any opportunity. And I realized, being out of Birmingham, people's stereotypical opinions about northern accents and tones and expressions and everything. So that was probably a bit of a dream killer, because I'd always dreamt of being in London and fashion and everything. So that was my first real like, wow. And then I think probably my biggest dream builder is my partner. I think him and my mother. I think once my mom got over her fear of my daughter's going to just do stuff that I don't understand, but she's going to be okay. Once she got over that protective thing, between her and my husband, they're like, "Eat anything. Sam, you want to do it, just do it. We support you. Whatever you want to do, just do it." They'll send me articles. They'll give me time out. Like my mom's looked after my kids endless times. Like I was traveling, doing all sorts of stuff. So just all them things, knowing that you don't have to worry about how do I do it all. You know what I mean? Like in my heart, I really want to be with my children, but then also I want to be Samantha as well. Like I want to do other stuff. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be a mom, that's all you want to do, and that's your life dream. Great. But sometimes you have to, there's a bit of you have to please what you need and do what you need to do sometimes. So I'm really lucky that I've got a great support system. And I think the longer I've been on this journey, the more people have kind of come on board around me, family,
and poured into your life.
Love. Yeah. It's great. I'm very
I think you've had that sort of mindset to actually, I want to do this. Yes. So you're from inside. I was looking at something on your Instagram post, and I'm going to read it because it really, really sums up some of the things that we were actually talking about. It says, do one thing every day that scares you. Yes. So what did you do today that absolutely petrified you?
Well, okay, so anybody, those of you who know me, just pretend like you don't know me for a minute, because they'll be like, Sammy's a chatterbox. However, this probably was the scariest thing I've done today. But also, my husband reminded me of a Lisa Nicole phrase yesterday. And she says, oh no, it's not, sorry. It's not Lisa Nicole. It's Taraji, what's the name? Cookie Lion. Yeah. She says, if it doesn't make her scared, she doesn't do it, because there's no growth. So I was like, oh, I need to step up now. So yeah, I think this probably was the biggest thing. Because kind of,
I think Gary's saying in the background, it's Henderson.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
that's it.
Yes, her. Yes, we love her. We love her. Yeah. So I think this probably was the biggest thing today.
Yeah.
Yesterday was saying no. I had somebody who kind of I spend time with sometimes, and then because I've had quite a lot, I'm in a kind of transition. So I'm trying to juggle a lot of different things, and I don't necessarily have the time that I used to have before. So saying no was my big thing yesterday, because I try not to, but I just felt like I was going to be, you know, you lose your mind. You haven't got a minute to just think for yourself. So So there's two others I want to read, because it really spoke to me. Repeat after me. I'm about to walk into the greatest season of my life. Claim it. Yes. Don't go to bed without saying that. Don't wake up without that. Because it's all about what you're sending out. And that's basically thanks to the people I have around me. They keep me on track. Like sometimes they probably don't even know that I'm like falling off a bit, or I'm worrying a bit, or I'm stressed a bit. But they know what to say. And it's like, it's all to do with me. You know what I mean? No matter who, what I have, what money's in the bank, what money's not in the bank, it's all to do with me. So I'm really, that's been my big thing the past 2 years, is spiritually just stepping up on that faith and just knowing I'm walking forward. You know what I mean? Don't let things get on top of you too much. And I think it was
Nika says that not to do things if it's not going to benefit you. So, you know, if it's not going to help you to grow, then it's not going to be benefiting you. In fact, you're going to be out of your comfort zone. You're going to be probably not being able to be able to do it. You're taking on far too much. And I find sometimes I do that. I say, yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. And then I'm thinking, oh, I'm stretching myself far too thin and can't juggle all the balls. And then, you know, one starts falling, a two start falling, and then you think, I've not achieved anything at all.
It's sorry, I'm just gonna pop this light on, see if it's a bit brighter here. Yes, I think it's my mom's a mental health specialist, and she says the mind is like an elastic band. So as things stress you out, or you got to grow, or you got to change, it kind of goes in and out, in and out. But she says eventually, when you pull too much, it will break, and that's kind of when people have breakdowns and whatever. So I really think you've got to know yourself. You
got to know your limits as well.
Say, you know what, I can't do this. But I don't think we're really. That's another probably thing they should teach in school. That's it, as my lovely Louise Ward says, self-care. That's something they need to be teaching.
Definitely.
Because nobody doesn't know how to look after themselves.
I know when I was a manager, I always used to say, okay, I'll do it. Stretch myself so much, and then thinking, actually, I'm spending more time doing this and more time doing that, less time with my family. And, you know, it just has a knock-on that domino effect.
And sometimes you get more respect. You know, like, especially if you're like maybe in a corporate or there's other people around you. Sometimes I think you can get more respect, because it's like, okay, she knows her own mind then. You know, as long as you've done what you needed to do and probably a bit more, it's like, okay, you know what, maybe can I do that tomorrow? You're not saying no, but just not right now.
Prioritize, don't we? To say, okay, I can do that today. Tomorrow, that is not as important. I can maybe do that another day. So it's really knowing our limits. And there's another one that you said, when things change inside you, things change around you. You've got to know your mind. You've got to have that mindset.
You have to. And for years, I was like, I was one of those people who's like, oh, when I win the lottery, I'm going to do this. When I win the lottery, I'm going to do that. When I win the lottery, it's like, well, what, you know what I mean? Like, why would you not try and do those things now? So it's like having really good people around you to expose you to different things.
Good network
getting where you can, you know what I mean? Getting where you can. A few years ago, I read a Russell Simmons book. It's about being rich and being successful, but he's saying, like, be in a good area. He's saying even if you can
Yes.
afford a bed seat, he would like advise you to go move to Manhattan, because he says even if you're in like a little bed seat, the kind of places you'll go, the people you'll bump into on the street, if you want to be successful, they will feed into you organically. You'll end up becoming friends with this person, that kind of thing.
It's
so
like you're
I've
just
really
rubbing
tried not to
shoulders
wait.
with them, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, get in the newspaper. Oh,
Yeah.
just happened to bump into whoever.
Yeah. Let me read the Financial Times. Let me see what's going on.
Or as you sit over your coffee for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So I think it's nothing to do. Of course, external things happen, but it's got to do with how we are. How do we see ourselves? Like I always try and say, like, I've got to talk to myself how I speak to my clients or my family members or my girlfriends. You know, like you need to support yourself. You know what I mean? Why do you not deserve to go to that restaurant? You know what I mean? I'm sure they got a special on or something. You can do a lot of things. You know what I mean? You just have to find a way to work it out. Yeah, so I think it all starts with, everything starts from us.
Oh, definitely. So if you were speaking to somebody out there right now, what would you say about the mindset?
Well, I think I mean, I wouldn't say I came to it late, but I had so many struggles as a teenager and just firing at people and just losing my temper, and she looked at me away, or he looked at me away, or he didn't talk to me how I want to be talked to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're using a lot of energy for not anything constructive.
Definitely.
And I think I've realized that when I get my mind straight, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? I cannot wait for other people to invite me or to accept me or to say, yes, Sam, you're really good at that. Why would I not say it myself? And often, especially when I'm working with my clients, a lot of them, there's so many talented people, you know, like super, super talented. I have one lady who I'm working, she makes her own hummus. It's to die for. Wow. I said to her, why don't you do a video? Me? Do a video? No, I can't do it. She was like really scared not to do a video. But I'm like, there's people who are not as talented as you making a video. You know what I mean? Like, why? But because when you sit down and you dig deeper, you find out because they believe in themselves. You know what I mean? So growing up in the 80s and 90s, before social media especially, we didn't have access to how people thought as much as we do now. So if you're looking at 80s and 90s, it was just like, oh, she's got a big head. She's got an ego. Especially in England, like, you can't toot your own tune. Everybody else can toot it for you, but you can't say, I think I'm quite good at this, or I think I did quite well. So for me, the mindset thing happened quite a long way down the road. But now I'm jumping on it. Like, I'm running it full steam ahead. Meditation, affirmations, my prayers, my prayer list. You know, like speaking it into existence. Talk to trusted people about what you want, what your goals are. Got really good support networks, family members. You've got to
speak it into existence, haven't you?
To me, that's everything right now. Like, it's like, I suppose, food for your soul, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That sets me up for the day. Like, once I've done all of that, I'm like, okay, I can deal with things now. And everybody has to find their own things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to pray, there's always something else. But don't just be left in the wilderness waiting for things to happen. Nothing happens by accident.
Definitely. And sometimes you have to look in the mirror and actually speak to yourself. You know, you are beautiful. You are, you know, to tell yourself all of these beautiful things. I am this, I am that. Because, you know, when you go out to work, sometimes they're not saying all those things. But when you know what you know, you can then go out and tell the world, you know, I can do it. I can do it because I know.
That's something that children, I think boys and girls need to know. That's something that we should learn from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like, learning times tables and then how to love yourself inside. Definitely. Not just the outside, the inside. So true. Looking in the mirror is so important. just that acknowledgement is so important. Yeah,
definitely. And there's a scripture that says, greater is he that is in you than he's that's in the world. So if you've got that peace that that God is in you, and you've got that inner peace that anything I put my hand to is going to prosper, it will happen. It will happen. Don't allow anybody to actually throw negativity at you. Think positive.
You have to.
And don't allow that sort of negativity to get into your head, because the more the negativity gets into your head, you start to accept it. So you turn that negativity into something positive, and you says, I am a believer. I am someone that can do it. I am someone today. I know I can do all things if I can just trust in what God has put inside of me.
Amen.
We can do it. We can do it. We're strong. And I think we tend to say that we are lesser than what we are. We're strong people. We're strong people, but we've allowed influence, and we've allowed, things that are out the outside elements to say, you can't do it. You ain't got the money. You ain't got this. You ain't got that. But I always say, and we was talking just earlier, when we was looking at our parents, and they says, oh, we don't have a lot in the cupboard, but they used to say, we have a little bit of rice, and we have a little bit of flour, and what was they making? Fried dumpling, and they make fashion in it.
Just mix it up and feed everybody.
And we used to have every Saturday, my mum used to cook a massive pot of soup, because people were dropping in. And everybody was getting fed. And it wasn't like we had a lot of money, but they knew how to take the little and create much. And that's what we have to do. We have to be that way.
It's I think it's for me, it's like my mum always says to me, oh my gosh, the amount of things you have at your age, I never had that. And I'm like, okay, mom, well, whatever. Like, evolution, time's moved on. You should want more for your child than you had. But also, I think we still should. I think we grow up with the mentality of like, yes, you're strong. But I always kind of felt like a lot of times it was that kind of like warrior, like slavery, fighting against the oppression. When I'm beginning to realize now, like, go and sit down in a Buddhist temple and see people meditating, and people who ain't eaten for a month because they're fasting, and they're in solitude by themselves, not spoken to anybody for 6 months. To me, that's a warrior. It's not about who can beat up who, or who, who can fight with who, or any of that, or who can cuss off who on social media. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's real
discipline.
You have to have attacking you and you just walking away. That's real strength. So
that say, like, that's a strong person.
People, to the young people around me, like, yes, be strong, but there's many different definitions of strength. It's not the one who shouts loud, it's still the one who's got the biggest muscles. So I'm very sort of me and my mom talk about it. I say, Mom, I love all of those, like, I love that journey, but we have evolved, maybe not necessarily where we want to be ideally, but I think there's a lot of things we've changed. Like, it's all in our head, it's in our heart, and it's about what we expect of ourselves. You know what I mean? We can do so much more, so much more. Definitely.
Yeah. So during this lockdown, what sorts of things have you been doing because you said you're creative, so what has Sam been up to?
Wow. Well, lockdown, it didn't start off great for me, actually. I wasn't well, and I was looking to sell a business, and it fell through due to lockdown. The people weren't able to go ahead. And then the business is like a retail business, so we were shut for 2-3 months. So I think all of the stress of that, I was ill for about 2 to 3 weeks. But I literally just let go. The first couple of weeks, I was kind of like, I'm going to be better in a minute. I'm never sick. I'm like never sick for like 2-3 weeks. And it's like, my husband kind of said, you're not allowed to go nowhere. you're in quarantine. He took over. He was great. He fed me, he nurtured me, he watered me and made sure that I was looked after and everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so, and I just think after the second week, I was like, okay, I've never been still this long. So I did a whole load of reading, a whole load of box set watching. I decided that I like to paint. So I thought, okay, let's,
is that something you've done before?
Not really, no. I mean, I've done acrylic things at college and stuff, but yeah, I was like, okay, quite like to paint. So I was like, I could see myself maybe somewhere in a little studio overlooking the seafront painting. And I just started to just like really reach out to people and just check in, even though I was at home ill. I was just like, I just want to, how are you? How's so-and-so? How's your mom? How's your grandma? How's so-and-so? So just connecting. I took it as like the downtime as a chance to connect with people who like I hadn't spoken to for a long time, because people, I suppose because I had time. So certain things were kind of popping into my head. A lot of meditation. I read a lot anyway, but I really read like a whole load of stuff. I just chilled, to be honest with you, I just chilled out and just thought, when lockdown's finished, I'm going to spend my time doing what I enjoy. So I'm not going to be worrying about how am I going to pay for this with that, or Sam, you can't be doing all this free stuff, I just I'm going to do what I enjoy, and everything else will come. I let go. I can't work it out anymore.
Definitely. So somebody says that you've got a good man there, Sam.
If I had more hands, I would clap more.
You got a good man that will just help you, support you, and
definitely, he was. I always say, even if we weren't together, I think we'd be best friends. We get each other. He's definitely on my wavelength.
Oh, definitely. And you need that person to actually to balance you out, because two people can't be fire. One's got to be fire and one's got to be water. And you know, they complement each other, and that's what you and your husband do, complement each other. So what got you to move, because you went from Birmingham to London and now in Brighton? What was the attraction? I love Brighton, by the way.
I love Brighton. Yes, we love Brighton. Oh, especially now it's sunny. It was business. I'd never been before. We had a little shop in Kent, but it was it was busy. We had it just before Christmas, so it was busy Christmas, and it just dropped off afterwards. It was our first shop, and we were like, oh my gosh, what we're going to do? We have to get a job. What we're going to do? And then we just kind of shut that, and we just took time off. My husband was still working, but we were just sort of like, okay, let's just chill and see what we can do, find another location. While all this was going on, we had some family members came to visit us, and we had to drop them back. We were living in South London. We had to drop them back to Gatwick. My other half was like, oh, you're always saying you want to go to Brighton. We'll go to Gatwick and we'll just carry on to Brighton. And we spent the day in Brighton, and I think we even we spent the night. That's how much fun I was having. And after that, within like a few months, we'd like packed up that business, had the shop here. And I was just driving back and forth every day for a good few months. I absolutely love it. I love the beach, but I just love the fact that I remember the early days we used to go to work. You work really hard, but then you just kick back at the beach, and you could be anywhere. You know, like you could be anywhere, but then it's like, oh, your house is just 10 minutes that way or 20 minutes that way. It's very surreal. You know what I mean? It's very surreal. And plus, those days it was booming. We had loads of tourism, people coming from London every weekend. It was very, very busy. Really busy time. So that's how opportunity. That's the opportunity brought me to Brighton, and the sea didn't help. the sea didn't help. You know what I mean? The sea was like the added bonus.
just on your doorstep, wasn't it? Because we used to go down to Brighton every year. We used to have our church conference at the Brighton Centre. You know, so
none of that this year, unfortunately.
So I do miss going down there, because it used to be like everybody's go from like, I don't know, Wednesday, Thursday, stay till Sunday, and it was just such a beautiful atmosphere with the beach and the fresh breeze and all of that sort of thing. So I do miss it. So but you know that's how life is sometimes. But Brighton for me has so much beautiful memories down there.
It is. It's people, it's like, because it's, although it's small, but there's quite a lot to do. Because if you come from the trends, like all the shops all at the top, the shopping centre, all the bigger shops, and then there's even shops and bars and things in the beach, and especially on the weekend, like it's almost a 24-hour thing going on down the beach. Seafront, you have live music, drinking, you know what I mean, parties, singers, jazz musicians, DJs, all kinds of things. And it's all, most of the things are like free. You just walk along from one place to another
on the
place.
beach.
Yeah, so it's really, it is a nice place. And I think for me, it was just like the people were so friendly. And it was such a mixture of people. Like when we had our first shop and it really started to take off, we had all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? French, Spanish, Italian, you know what I mean? Mexican. And then they've all got their own little communities. And I was like, oh, okay. So there's Mexican people. Yeah, there's Mexican people. This is where we go. I'm like, okay. So yeah, they were telling me, all sorts of people are here. There's like a very diverse community. It's nice.
Excellent. And you in your bio, you says that you've helped to start up many businesses. So just share just a few of those that you've actually started up.
Oh well, start from the beginning. So a lot of them are retail. So you name it, probably I've sold it. So electricals, toys, clothes, furniture. Had a little like pound shop stint for a while. Did manufacturing, our own branding, clothing, footwear, handbags.
Wow.
Coffee shop. We had a coffee shop for a while as well.
Was that down in Brighton? Or?
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's all in Brighton, because it used to get so busy. You get some people at one place, but then they wouldn't go to somewhere, they wouldn't go to like another side because the place was so busy. So we had like, at one time we had quite a few shops all kind of in the centre of Brighton. So yeah, it's like coffee shop, doing digital media now as well.
Wow.
Digital marketing.
So is this your new baby, the digital?
It is, yeah, it is. I think it's when you kind of find something you're excited about, and you just find that you fit, because that's always been kind of my thing. Like when you work for yourself, nobody's telling you 9 to 5. You have to work. Definitely. Like it ain't
you put the hours in, you forget about that.
Yeah, you've got to work. Like, it doesn't matter you haven't had a day off for 2 months. Because if that needs to be done, that's what needs to be done. It doesn't matter that you're ill, because sometimes you might have to go to work because there's nobody else. If it's only you got to get it done. Somehow, somewhere, you've got to like do it. So for me, I'm like, if I've got to put so much into it, it's got to be something that gets me up in the morning, gets me excited. Also, I think, to be fair, I don't think anybody probably would employ me now. Anybody would employ me now.
You know your own mind, though.
Yeah, so that's what I'm really enjoying, because it kind of incorporates a lot of the things that I like to do. I like to create. I like to work with people trying to build their businesses. It's very important. And then also I've even tied in coaching with that, because I realize a lot of people can do a lot of things. A lot of people have a lot of really good skills, but they don't know how to package it. How can I offer this to somebody else? Would somebody really pay me for that? You know what I mean? Like, I know people who are really good bakers, really good cooks, really good organizers, very good spiritually. And I'm like, if you put it in the right way, somebody would pay you for that. So imagine you getting paid to do something you enjoy.
It doesn't feel like work, does it?
Existence in this world while we're here. Get paid to do something you enjoy. So yeah, so I just really enjoy the digital marketing media. It incorporates everything that I enjoy, really. So yeah, that's where I want to spend my time, and everything else will come into place.
Excellent. So just we're going to be wrapping up so in a little bit. But if you was to look back and say to your 11-year-old self, what sort of things would you say to little Sam, 11, moving on to upper school? What would you be saying to her now?
Probably two things. The first thing would be, do not listen to anybody who's not doing it. Because we seek counsel where we have no business seeking counsel. You know, that's my big thing. Like, if someone comes to me and I don't know, I will tell you, I don't know. I can find out for you, or I'll send you there, or I'll send you there, or I'll know and I'll tell you. But that's the thing. A lot of people are telling people things, and I don't think, even if it's not intentional, the fear creeps in. Your negativity creeps in. Oh, because so-and-so there did it. There's a lot of negativity. So I would say, be careful where you seek counsel.
Yes.
That's my number one thing. Don't ask somebody who's never done it about something you want to do. The second thing probably would be no fear. Be fearless. The people who are fearless have the most. That's not about material things either. That's just about quality of life. That's about existence. That's just about feeling like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm living my life to the fullest.
Yes.
And then probably the third thing would be, don't buy everything you like.
Yeah. Definitely.
Don't buy everything you like.
Might have to get something a little bit cheaper so you can invest that money.
Yeah, it's like I had to, a few years ago, I had a whole 2 years of like no instant gratification, because I was just like, I want it, I'm going to buy it. I want it, I'm going to buy it. And then you just got to the point, it's like, no, because you have things the same. You're just spending for sake of spending. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's up and down. When you have your own business, you ain't getting paid for your holidays. You ain't getting paid for when you have children, if you're a woman. You know what I mean? If you're a man and your wife's having the baby, you've got an extra mouth to feed. There's extra responsibilities. Business is up and down. Look at COVID. Those who never had the cash flow will not survive, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So so my thing would be like, when you make the money, hold on to the money. It gives you options. Money gives you options.
Definitely. Thank you, Sam. That we could have gone on and on and on. So you're such a wealth of knowledge. And we're definitely gonna do. I think you were gonna definitely do a part 2. So Sam, so if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how can they reach out to you? Because you said that you're going to be starting to support people if they want to.
Yes, I have. Yes, I am looking, because obviously with all sort of like the Black Lives Matter movement, and there's a lot of sort of stuff about Black-owned businesses. I support that, but to be fair, I support all businesses. Yes, you know what I mean? So, because I think it's like, if somebody's trying to do something, my position is not because of who you are, a woman or whatever. Like, I support everybody.
Yes.
And a lot of love that I've received in my professional life and everything has been from non-Black. Yeah. So I support everybody. So I am giving free 30-minute consultations. You can book it on my link tree, on my @official Samantha Scott. Yes. You can DM me. If you don't want it to be on like a big comment, I've got videos there. So just DM me what you want. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, Samantha Scott too. You can find me on Facebook, official Samantha Scott. You can email me, officialsamanthascott@gmail.com. But yeah, anything I can help you with, because that's the thing. I think it's like riding a bike the first time without the stabilizers. You just need a push. Like once you got like a plan, then you get excited. And then once it's like A, B, C, it's like IKEA instructions. You got the steps there. Just go off and do it. You know what I mean? If you need somebody to push you again, give me a call. I'll call you. Yes. Let's get back on the bike. So yeah, I am available to consult and to help for free. For free.
Yeah. And you don't get very many things in life for free, do you?
It's true. Even if it's just an idea, you know what I mean? Or even if it's just, I think with COVID, a lot of businesses are going to have to change. I've had to change. I'm redesigning. I'm working on redesigning my whole sort of like digital media proposition at the moment, because other people are coming to me for other things that I never thought about before. So you know what I mean? Everybody have to move with the times. Yeah.
You have to
Have a
move
look
at the
what you're
times or
doing.
else you're going to sink, really.
Yeah, yeah. And
Definitely.
this is the time now. You can still salvage your reputation. You can still repurpose your product or do something else. So yeah.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
Sam, thank you so much. It's been a fantastic discussion. And guys out there, remember, you can reach out to Sam if you want to have a 30-minute consultation about, you know, you might have a business idea and you just don't know how to execute it. You might just need a listener, somebody you might have everything there, but you just don't know how to put it into action or to put it into plan. So just reach out to Sam. Say one of your socials again, Sam.
At official Samantha Scott.
That's at official Samantha Scott. Reach out to her. She's been fantastic, Sam. Love you, love you, love you. We have had so much love on Instagram and our socials tonight. So I really appreciate you taking the time out to come and speak to us on our first show on Behind the Beauty. So we're going to be covering lots of different topics and looking at different creative professions. We've got makeup artists, we've got celebrity hairdressers coming on, we've got next week we're going to have the life of a kidney warrior. She's also a singer coming on. The week after, we're going to be having somebody that's gone through cancer and how she's dealt with it, with her hair, her skin, and so forth. So we've got lots of fantastic topics that will be coming up over the coming weeks. And just to say, if you anybody out there that would like to be a part of this conversation behind the beauty, please send me a message and I can get back in contact with you and we can have a discussion. So thank you so much. It has been just the best conversation with you, Sam.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, everybody, as well. Insta family.
Thank you so much. Everybody out there, love you, love you, lovely, love you. Behind the Beauty, it's going to be uploaded to YouTube. And I want you to just share it out there. And we're going to get lots of people on board, men, women. Everybody. If we can get young professionals on, we're going to try and get everybody.
Yeah, and let's have a positive end. Last quarter to 2020. Let's get people doing what they want to do. Enjoying and creating.
Excellent. Amen. And this is an avenue just to pour into people and then get them excited to just get out there and do something. Thank you, Sam. Love you lots. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. And I'll see you next week at 8 o'clock. Behind the Beauty with me, Yvonne Smith. Lovely. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.